ceaselessly what to do.
What's up, guys, and welcome to What in the Womanhood. I am your host, Dr. Zani Dinika, and today I have two lovely guests. I have the famous sisters. I'm going to call them famous sisters because I just feel like they're famous.
You're famous to you, but okay.
Okay, so please introduce yourselves. We'll start. I don't even know who's older. Do you know?
That's offensive. I find that very offensive.
Really?
She can just
Why?
start. You can just start.
Why?
Because she's the one who's older. She has to own it.
Really?
And I try to avoid it by all means.
Fine. Let me start.
Okay.
My name is Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
I am a digital content creator. I do food content. I'm a mom, full-time housewife. I also teach cooking classes for other individuals who just like to up their skills, their cooking skills. Yeah, that's
Nice.
it. Thank you.
And Sharron?
I am Sharron, like you've just said. I'm a mom to two beautiful boys. I'm a content creator, mostly on YouTube. We do fashion and lifestyle. Fashion, mostly lifestyle vlogs. And then on the side, I also run an online thrift store.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
All right. So why I say you can't even tell like who's older or what is because like the relationship that you guys have, you're like friends. And I think that's so beautiful to feel like, no, honestly. And you know, what I loved about it is I'm not the only one who's seen that. Like I see on Sharon's vlogs, which are absolutely amazing. Go check them out.
Thank you.
I see on her vlogs, people are always commenting that they're always saying, goodness, I love the relationship that you have with your sister. And it's really beautiful. Like, have you guys always been like that?
No, she used to beat me up.
No, we used to fight.
Oh, you'd say that because you were older. Imagine I was just taking it. You were beating me.
You look, it has never always been like this. I think growing up, obviously as siblings, you will fight.
Yeah.
Because patient attentions to the
Yeah.
So you're bound to fight here and there. There's three of us in our family, by the way. There's a boy older than us,
Okay.
but unfortunately he's not in the country.
Okay.
So by default, we had to be closer. And at some point, I think things were a bit shaky, but I think just like any other relationship, be it it's a friendship or jolo or it's marriage, you have to work on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it has never always been like this, but we have had to try to understand kuti we are no fara shakati and we are no fara kuti kanaka tsamwa, this is what I do. Yeah, those kind of things.
Yeah. You know, I was actually going to get into that. Like, you know, I feel like every relationship has seasons. Like, sometimes you feel like you're like tight and really, really close. And then other times, like,
There's
not so
nothing.
much. So how do you deal with those moments? Like, is it always like mutual? Like, let's say at some point, maybe you're not that close. Will someone feel like, okay, she's not talking to me as much? Or is it like never really like a big deal?
I don't feel like that exists in my relationship with Sharon. I think it's like that when you're friends. When you're friends and your sisters, you will talk.
Yeah.
We don't have to do stuff all the time because we get busy, she gets busy, I get busy, but sometimes you just make time, and it's so convenient that we live close to each other, so we have no choice. So we just end up, I can't remember a time where I would say, we're not talking now, we are in our season of not being close or whatever. For as long as we've been adults, not really. I think it just happens. That's why I say to you, I don't know what to talk about because there's nothing to talk about. It just happens. It just happens. I think for me, the thing that I had to realize when it came to my relationship with Sharon was yielding control, because I like things done a certain way. And I would think if I like to wear purple, we should all like to wear purple. But it's taken me a bit of growing up to accept that we are different. We have different interests, and we have different friends. So if she's with her friends, I don't need to be there. Sometimes I just don't like her friends as much as she likes them. And that's okay.
Say that about my
No, I'm not saying it's just, it's not about
okay,
your
it's an
friend.
example. I know. I know. Yeah, I think that's true. I think it just happens naturally. Sometimes I even feel like, the other day she was joking that if she were to die, I would also die because we are maybe, I don't know, borderline too dependent on each other. Because I will wake up in the morning and the first person I will call is here. And sometimes I'll be too busy and I won't call her, but I will know that her call is going to come in. And during the day, it's like 3-4 calls. I think even when you got married, I think your husband had to get used to that as well as my husband had to get used to your sister is calling, so she's on a call. And it's like that. So I don't remember a time where we would say, we are not too close. No, it's always been like, where are you? What are you doing? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
So do you think it's because Muriwa Tedzane and not like, let's say maybe if you were the deputy parent, like the firstborn, do you think that the relationship would be different? Maybe?
I don't know, hey. But what I know is growing up, we were actually maybe closer because by default, but now it's by choice. Because you could do something with other people, you could call other people, you could be somewhere else with other people. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe...
But they never is reliable.
Your friends are going to be watching this.
I told them I'll bring it to the podcast and say, don't touch friends. Friends don't matter. No, I'm joking. No, it's not that. I think sometimes when it comes to friends, if I call you and you don't pick up, there's a little thought you assume that maybe but with my sister it's never like that. I know she didn't pick up because she's busy. Or she didn't invite me to this thing because she knows I wouldn't have wanted, I wouldn't have been there, I wouldn't have been able to attend one day. But if it was a friend, I'm thinking to myself, I think that's where the sisterhood part comes from. I never have to be in a position where I'm so insecure with her to assume she doesn't want to be with me. It's not like that. I know she wants to be around, she can't. I think that's the difference with being a friend. Because with a friend, I have to respect your boundaries, and I have to respect that we're different people from different homes. So there comes a bit of respect.
Yeah, and I find that, I think that's the thing with us girls. Like when we are forming friendships and stuff, essentially we're kind of looking for a sister in someone else. So that's basically what we'll be doing. So I think that's why then the topic of friendship becomes so deep. Because you're looking for that Wendy and Sharron kind of relationship. That's what you'll be looking for. So do you guys ever fight?
Not in a long time. But here's the trick. It's not that we agree all the time. Like I was saying earlier, is you get to understand that this person doesn't like this. And she gets to know that I don't like this. So within our conversations, we're very blunt, which I think I've learned from her. We are very blunt. Like if something were to happen now and she's bored with me, she's going to say it there and then. And then I don't have to take it home, sleep over it, and no quit at BP. Our fights were mainly, I think, when we were younger. We had one.
Not that deep now that I look at it.
They were not even that. Exactly. Because I feel like in a relationship, communication is very important. So she knows how I want to be communicated to, and I know, Kuti, when she's like this, I have to wait. She likes, back then, she would like to be quiet and maybe approach something later. Whereas in Indrimuno, let's deal with it. So I think growing up, we've just learned to understand each other's characters, preferences, and the things that we want, just in general. So even Pagaita, anything Jotundo fell out, hey, Pepe Wandi Bo, I'm going to call her and say, hey, Pepe Wandi did it because she said this, and that. And then she'll say, sorry, I didn't know that was going to offend you. I don't know. What do you think?
No, what I think is, with any relationship, I would like to think no one wakes up and doesn't do with Sharron. You always mean well. That's the thing. Most people, they are just trying to be your friend. They're just trying to be in your life. So if something happens and you disagree about it, or it's probably 99% of the time is communication. So you just work on the communication. It's got nothing to do with
so you're ready to fight.
No, it's usually you know what, I didn't realize what it meant that much to you. So it's not, I see, that's why I'm saying it's not interesting, because there really isn't. Or we fight and then we go to therapy and then we just
So but like what's your main conflict resolution style? Like do you deal with an issue there and then, Do you wait it off, cool off, and then talk about it? What's
She
the
likes
most
to talk
common?
about stuff.
Yeah, I prefer-
she's
I
like,
don't want
she
to walk
likes
out that
She
door.
really likes to talk about stuff, but you know, I don't get it. I really don't
I'm
get it.
that person. I don't want to walk out that door knowing kuti there's something that didn't make me happy.
Yeah.
And because also I think once we have spoken about it, it's done.
Yeah.
Whether we agree or not, it's done. I don't want to revisit it. That's just...
You know, I used to be like that. I used to think that I'm like, I want to deal with this situation like ipapo. But with time I realized I'm a very emotional human being. So mixed with emotions and anger,
Yeah,
that's me.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
told them.
yeah.
It's not going to work.
Even if we fight, I'm going to end up saying stuff that I
You're
will
going to
regret
go very
later
low,
on.
yeah.
And the other thing is, for me, saying let's resolve things now. I told her before, it came from a place of pride. Let's deal with it now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I just yielded, I realized, you know what? It's not that deep.
Yeah.
We can talk about it later. Or we don't even have to talk. There are so many things that I just don't address. Because
You let them go. But my thing is also that wanting to resolve things is not... I'm saying andinzwaro. It's because I'm an overthinker.
yeah.
So once I walk out, just now could resolve. My
Yeah,
mind is going
we
to
go
run.
places.
Yeah.
And I'm going to think, oh, this was intentional. She went out of her way to do this,
Just
this,
to
this.
me.
So now I must do this. I'm going to block, delete it. So
I used to be like that.
Wild.
oh, it has happened.
Has it?
Have you never blocked me before?
I don't think so.
Well, I don't remember doing that as well, but I think I would take it there.
I think
Maybe it wasn't
WhatsApp
in the era
came
of
when we were
social media.
adults.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the era of social media, so it would have happened. Okay, so what about words of affection? Do you tell each other that I love you, like face to face?
No.
Like a black face?
No.
like that.
I don't even remember the last time I hugged my sister. You know what? I promise you. I don't know.
I think it's how we're raised. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I think we're trying to do better with our kids.
Yes, I
Yeah.
really try.
So
yeah.
they will hug each other. They will tell each other,
Eh,
"Oh, I love you. I
yeah.
love you." But for
I
us,
thought
I
the ship has
shy.
sailed. It was just awkward after.
Are you killing me? No,
No, but we do give each other compliments.
okay.
That we do. Because I
Compliments. I think that's our sign of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our language of
Yeah.
saying.
Should
Because
we
the
don't
next,
worry,
I
yeah.
want. If every time I see it, I'm just like, okay, what can I look at? Oh, you look nice. Oh, you
Yeah.
smell nice. Oh, your skin is doing good.
Yes.
That's as far as it will go.
Yeah. But it's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, well, anyway, actions speak louder. So I guess you show each other you love each other, so that matters. Do you guys pray together?
No.
We don't pray together, but we do talk about
About it, yeah.
Christ and our spiritual journeys.
All the time.
Sometimes we'll sound like we are preaching to each other, but we do talk about Jesus a lot.
Like every time.
Like all the time. And we do talk about prayer, what Christianity means to us all the time.
Yeah.
But praying together, it's not something that we do, but I think I pray for her and she does pray for me, and that's as far as it will go. But we both know what's happening in each other's spiritual
Spiritually.
lives.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I know like the few times I've hung out with the celebrity sisters, like yes, I've hung out with them. The few times that I've hung out with you guys, I've really admired how, like even if we're just talking about life in general, like pursuing your goals, and you guys are very, like you express yourselves, you know, and your intentions with your lives and what you're doing, and I think that's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's talk about jealousy. Are you able to pick up the feeling of jealousy? Like if you ever felt like, okay, this might be some sort of a negative feeling that I'm feeling towards Sharron or towards Wendy.
No.
You know what? I thought it was going to be difficult because she never used to be like in the creator space. But when she started, I was behind her, and I almost put my thing on, not on hold,
yeah.
but we were trying to push on this thing because
Yes.
we were working so hard.
Yeah.
So I think going back to Jesus, you understand that and when God says this is the time, that's when you do things.
Yeah.
So we understood that what we were pushing for, or she understands that I love what I love. And sometimes she'll ask me, how do you continue doing what you're doing when your numbers are A, B, C?
Yeah.
And I'll explain to her. So if she says she wants to create and she needs me to come through, I'll come. If I need a video taken or if I need a picture, she's there. I don't think jealousy is an issue because, again, it goes back to understanding that what we do is totally different.
Yeah.
And the timing also usually is very different.
And I think, it sounds cliche, but jealousy comes from not being grateful. Pauri Pabo. But if you understand and appreciate what God has me here for a reason, you don't feel the need to want what the next person has.
Yeah.
Because we all have different seasons in our lives. When she's doing well, it doesn't mean I'm doing well. But it doesn't mean I can't be happy for her. I'm extremely happy for where she is. And I don't have to compete with her. For us, that part of because I think it's very common in female relationships. But I don't think it exists. It's always been you in your lane, I'm in my lane. And I've never had the opportunity to talk about this. Eat with Wendy wouldn't be what it is without her.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to edit videos until she showed me. I swear to God. I think for the first year when people were doing reels, I resisted reels because I didn't know how to use iMovie, how to edit videos. But she was there helping me to use it. She never asked me for a date. How come you're doing this and then I'm not doing that? No, it was just, we're doing this. This is your thing. Let me help you. And she really held my hand through it until I found my own feet. And now I can do my thing without asking. Because sometimes I would edit a video and I'll send it to her and I'll ask her, but now I don't need to do that. You see it along with everyone else. So just knowing each other's strengths and appreciating each other. That's just it.
Yeah. And I love how you guys support each other. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, if you post something, she's going to share it on her story. If she posts something, you're going to share it on your story. And I think that's just it, because what it says to us, your followers, is like, her win is your win. And vice versa.
And she makes money, I make money. I get to eat lunch for free.
No, we love that.
I think people just want to be my friends, including her, because I give them free food. But anyway,
all the food, yes.
Right. So there will always be moments, like, you can't always be right in like every situation in life, right? So let's say there's a situation where you feel Sharron is wrong or you feel Wendy is wrong. How do you communicate that? Like, let's say maybe it's a situation at home or with friends, or something has happened, but you feel that, okay, my sister is actually wrong. How do you call her out and say,
she has a way of doing it without making me feel, how do I put it, without aggravating the situation. But you could have done this. That's a way of saying it. But I understand. But don't you think if you had done this, the situation would have been better? Or why don't you wait and do? She has a way of doing it. And then we go after a phone call.
Let me think about
Let me think about what she said.
Because
it's not always a right where they don't deserve you.
Yes. Because when something happens, usually like that, it's usually emotions, and you need a different voice.
Yeah.
Like me, I went through the most with my helpers, so I would react in a certain way. But this was phone calls. Okay, fine, let me call her. Because she's not as emotional about it as me. And then she'll tell me A, B, C, D. Like she was saying, there's a way of saying it without making my feelings invalid. Like, I understand how you're feeling, but look also at the other side. Basically, that's how we go about those kind of situations.
Okay.
Do you know what I sorry? I think Jeswan Batsi.
Yes, Jesus is a big part of our lives.
We like to downplay Christianity as a Sunday thing.
Yeah.
But once you make Jesus a part of your everyday, you just calm.
Calmness in your spirit.
Yes. Yeah, your spirit is calm. So I don't feel the need. it's calm. Everything is calm. And I realized this is exactly where I wanted to be in life, just where everything is peaceful.
Yeah.
The people around me are peaceful.
Yeah.
And having Jesus helps. Because if you don't have that, it's not like we don't know this. Sisters vano turana varume, sisters vanoitana
That
drama.
is true.
It's true. It's not like just because we're sisters we're going to be friends. Just because we're sisters we're going to be close. No, it's something that God helps you with, and you have to pray about it. You have to, even when you're not sure, when you are in doubt, you pray about it. Whatever it is, just give God just give Him room to work on it, and you find that your life is so full. I was thinking to myself this morning, Tamna September. This year hasn't been. If you were speaking strictly financial, sorry, not that deep. It's not the year you say, we made so much money this year and we have lived life. Yeah. But one thing, we've been intentional about living life, intentional about friendships, intentional about spending time, intentional about saying, Nas, we're doing things with the kids. Today we're leaving the kids at home. We're doing things just us. It helps having like a quality of life. So back to the point, Jesus helps.
I think also just, I think Jesus came into our lives. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to make this a reference to the Bible.
Don't even apologize.
A lot, because I think without that, you realize that even in the country that we are, in the environments that we are, kana usina that understanding of spiritual balance in your life. Munano mukamaksena achinamata, achiviringa Bible every single day, achimeditator, responds to a situation very much differently to a person who doesn't pray. So if someone comes to me and is behaving in a certain manner, I have to understand that we are going through different things, and that person might not be as spiritual. Exactly. Or maybe on the same journey is that I am on. So you have to give room for that. Yeah. So I think in most instances, just understanding that you're on your path that is very different from everyone else's, and also knowing that you have to take control of what happens. Yeah. I think that also just helps.
Yeah. And you actually touched on what I was about to talk about with like the intentionality, and it shows. Obviously, I'm an avid follower. It shows that you guys are very intentional about spending time together, just
Creating
yourselves
memories.
with friends, and it's really, really good. Let's talk about friends of like Sharon's friends, Wendy's friends. How does that gelling happen? Because for me, I remember there was a time I called myself like part of Squad 40 in my late 20s, because my sister, she's 13 years older than me, right? So there's that age gap. But for some reason, when I would hang out with her and her friends, like we would just gel. And I've always been like their baby sister. Like even like one of her friends, she actually hosted my bridal shower at her house, So they're like my big sisters, they literally just took me in, and I find that so great, So I'm just curious to know, like, how's that dynamic for you guys?
I think because generally we spend too much time together. So sometimes like I have a friend waiting for me somewhere, and she has a friend waiting for me. Sometimes we just end up, linking up with her group of friends and my group of friends. But the thing is, she has her preferences when it comes to friendships. I have friends that are very much different from my friends. So sometimes we also have to learn to say, okay, fine, we want to go to an event, but we can't hang out all of us together. So she will hang out with her friends, I'll hang out with my friends. Not that there's bad blood, but we know that it's a matter of managing energies, if I can say that. That my friends, we talk a lot, and we are very loud, and her friends, they are also who they are in their own way. So sometimes they will not, there's no room for both my friends and her friends. But I also consider her friends, most of them, I think I consider them my friends as well. Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. And relationships. I know some people talk about how you shouldn't tell your family or your friends about issues between you and your husband. Is that the same with you guys? Do you
First of all,
Hold off.
first of all, I think my issues are not only Atina. You know, there are some of those issues that you just need to share with someone, and then you're told to keep it to yourself because you can't share. I would like to think we don't have those issues.
Okay.
It's probably Tiki Amganas, and then he was banging doors, and then I wanted to sleep. Stuff that's like that, and I can share it freely.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever had a problem that I can't share with Sharron because I have to keep things to myself. I'm not yet there. I don't know if I'll ever get there. God help me, I never want to get there. So I think where we are now, I would tell her whatever is important enough for me. If I feel like I need to vent, I'll tell her that I need to vent. But I don't think there is anything that is that deep yet. And thank you, Lord Jesus.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Like that.
Amen and amen. Okay.
I think
You should ask Sharron. Maybe she has.
Well, Sharron,
No, I think the same because, I think sometimes I overwhelm you with the type of things that I want to share, but it's never that deep. Like this morning, I was saying, I wanted something, and my husband was somewhere else, and he ended up delivering the thing that I want. It's those little things.
Okay.
We are just talking about things that are just on the surface, because as it is, like she's saying, I don't think, but if, God forbid, if I ever had to have something that I felt like, this is too deep for me, I need someone to talk to, I would never withhold that. I would talk to her, probably her than anyone else in my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was thinking about? I know that it's going to catch you by surprise. I saw a post on Instagram that was saying we don't share things with our moms because we have learned from experience that once you share something with your mom, she's going to tell her sisters. And she's going to tell everyone. So I was thinking we need to start setting boundaries because our kids are going to be insecure. Because I won't tell my mother everything, because the next thing, surely, I promise you, it will become a topic amongst the sisters, because my mom is also close with her sisters. I really don't want that for myself. So I think I need to start setting boundaries.
I think it's too soon
You
to
think
set
so?
those boundaries.
No, it's not.
Why are you even setting it? It should be normal.
No, but the kids will grow up insecure.
Now that
What's
you're
wrong
mentioning
with-
it, I actually, I wasn't well, right? I was ill, and I told my mom. She was the only person who knew about this. And then her sisters came to Harare. Next thing, they're ganging up on me. They're in my room. And they're like, okay, so how are you feeling now? And I'm like, how?
What did you know?
When? I told her. I didn't tell you guys, but I guess, that's just sisterhood.
I suppose it is what it is. They'll grow up to understand.
As also, as you grow older, let me tell you something. I think your kids become your world. So whatever you're going to talk to me about, it's going to involve your kids. So look at Mama's sisters right now. What else are they going to talk about?
Yeah.
But I never wanted to get so toxic to a point where, you know, there's a competition in Mama.
Oh, yeah.
She's got two kids.
Well, I think it's the generation.
Yeah, I hope it's just the generation,
It's
because I
just-
never want to get to that point where I compete with you via our kids.
I think because we grew up seeing it and not really enjoying it, maybe we'll be intentional about making sure that it's not
Kunzi,
there.
unokondwa naningi
so.
You know, and I never liked those statements.
They will even compare with wangu akugara, wangu akufamba.
It's like they are all going to walk.
At some point. That is not important. I think now we need to be more intentional about telling women and our kids that it's okay for you to be happy, it's for you to pursue.
To even cry. I've even noticed with my friends, you know what? I have two of my closest friends, and I've tried to think, have I ever seen them express emotion or crying about certain things? Because I know they've been through a lot. You will not see them shed a tear. But in my head, I'm thinking, how is she handling this? How is she doing? But we
for
are
me it's
gangsters.
different.
You cannot be seen crying.
For me it's different. I had a friend call me long distance just to cry. Then she hangs up. They cry. How we cry.
Mine, they don't cry.
They cry.
And I think I'm the same. Have you ever seen, maybe in
Not
church,
really.
but not like crying about certain things in life. Maybe at home, I will maybe close my door, pray and cry, and then that's it. Because I feel like crying in front of people is a sign of weakness, but I don't think that's true also. But it's just...
it's there. Even for me, it's not because it's weakness. Something and I won't give you that satisfaction.
But then if it's a friendship, I have to be comfortable crying in your presence.
So That's why we have friends that we can trust.
But don't
We
you
try.
think like the whole thing, Yakuti, you're not supposed to share like whatever issues you're having? Like let's say specifically, let's say you're having issues with your partner. Like you're not supposed to share, because if you share, like when you guys then make up, I'm not part of the making up process.
Yes.
I'm just here
And
over
overtime,
here. I'm
okay,
just
but let me tell you
remembering
something.
kuti, oh, sakatike
Yeah.
yeah.
Ina I think ndopata tichidzokera pavati pane maissues ekuti pane level emaissues ekuti ukanzi ukashare ukazodzokera ndowaka kunyara.
Yeah.
Saka inde ndione problem buzodzokerereshi. It's problem yedu iyoyo. So it all goes back to you and your partners, or nothing to do with me, because when you were sharing, you were actually feeling those emotions.
Yeah.
And you were feeling like mune askuit. Saka pinda pedzera naye. Kana madzokera naye, it's okay.
It's okay. So maybe that's why people don't like to share.
Share.
Yeah, I
But
think
but
so,
you
yeah.
don't. But also it's weird because even the good parts, unenge uchinzi usazoudze vanhu kuti murume wako anokuitira zvakadai. So like don't talk about the good things.
I
Maybe
find that weird.
good things in your bedroom or in your lives. Like don't talk about it because unozotorerwa murume wako.
Yeah. No, I think that was just a different generation of women.
Yeah.
Now that I think
So what would you talk about then? Because the good we're not supposed to talk about. The bad
bad
we're
you
not
can't
supposed
talk
to
and you
about.
can't talk about your kids now because we're new age parenting. Even what I struggle with, sorry, Mama, I never grew up seeing my mom with genuine friendships. Ekuti ndega ndinonyasoti, this is my mom's friend, and my mom, no, and now I never want Aka to hear me speaking negatively about Chipo. Chipo is my friend. She will know that. That's all she needs to know. Akandi Bo, I don't know where I'll take it, but I won't say it in front of Aka, because she'll grow up having this negative perception of female friendships. And she needs to know that friends are actually important, because they are.
Yeah, they are. And I think right now also we are in the season of just cultivating relationships and friendships. It's very important also, Kutikanori, if you pray about it, and your spiritual life is also just as important. People you invite into your space are also just as important because they build you. Sometimes people will come into your space and they will try to take from what you've built.
And not respect what you're trying to do.
And that's also difficult. I don't know if I'm supposed to ask a question. That's also difficult because now you know that this person is toxic. I don't want this person in my life. But then how do you excuse yourself from that friendship without having bad blood between that friend and you?
I think people just ghost each other, to be
Ghosting
honest.
is toxic.
I know.
Ghosting is painful. Unaweza kuna heartbreak ya female
Guys,
friendships.
I
I get
it.
ghosted, guys.
You get ghosted, you're used to it.
But wait, to talking about toxic traits, that's what I'm starting to think. Because but it has happened to me though. Like, like a friend just goes quiet.
And you know what?
Not even to say happy birthday, nothing. And you're just like, what?
And you know what? Sinead, in 2 weeks, a third week, it's like, okay, let me look for my friend ABC.
Yeah.
And then you get this lukewarm response.
Yeah.
And time goes on, not a friendship to pay. But in any personally, I experienced that. And to this day, I'm just like, I wish I could ask that person, but what is it that I did that made you decide? Because we were really close friends. What is it that I did?
That as well.
What is it? We don't have to be friends
No
again.
closure, I'm named Chidzogera, my ex.
Exactly,
It's
I
not-
need
it's
that
not
closure.
important.
And
It's
I
not,
think
it's done.
you need to like consider the fact that you might have done something wrong. Like,
Exactly, that's
and
what I
you're just
also
moving
think.
Zani,
on
here's the
with
thing.
life.
If we are friends and I've done something wrong, and this was just here, it's not my responsibility to seek you out and ask you what I've done wrong. You know, if you care for me equally, ndiudze kuti, you know what, you could have done this differently. But if you don't, it means that friendship is also sweet.
But I think that's also, I think guys are different in terms of their friendships because I feel like men there and then, it's the same. You get ghosted.
I've seen Tige being ghosted.
I've seen also Max being
And I
ghosted.
make fun
And
of him
something
for it.
happened recently that broke his, that I can't talk about it because it will be very obvious who is the guy. But it's almost like, hey, you were hanging out together
just
recently.
today.
You could have told you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't understand ghosting culture, to be
It's
honest.
toxic.
But
Like,
people ghost. That's what they
I think
do.
we're calling it ghosting because we've got WhatsApp now. Kudala kusina
Yeah.
WhatsApp kune landline. Kana phone kasarira inaurira. That's it.
but waifamba uenda mumba kwavo unonzwa kuti naiwe kusiko usiri kuuya uzonditsvaga, you know. So now it's different.
You know, and funny enough, like with that friend who ghosted me, there was a time when she did something really hurtful to me. And I communicated. I said, listen, what you did here, I really didn't like it. I felt like you could have said it in a better way. Whilst it was, because I don't take criticism well. I don't even know how I'm doing YouTube. Like, people will criticize you left, right, and center, but I don't take it well. So, but you know, I communicated that to her. Like, I don't take criticism well. So you gotta be gentle with me. Yes, come with it, but be gentle with me. And I was open enough to say so. And we were friends for some time after that. And then at some point, she just vanished.
Maybe life happened to her.
But even life happens. You know what? We don't have to communicate every day. But you can say now and again, hi.
Yeah.
How
And
are
I think
you?
at the age that we are, it's very tricky because for some people, it's very confusing. Mumari single, are busy in the streets. Mumari married, are kunyaso mama. Mumari married, but they're still trying to be cool. So I think it's hard for people to now maintain friendships because you're not sure if you are married like and then your friend is still streets, like the relationship becomes strained, and you don't know how to communicate that with Zani. You're always talking about your kid and your husband and whatever. I don't know how to be around that because I'm just maybe, I'm also yearning for that, but it's not happening to me. So I don't know how to be constantly reminded of something that I don't have. I think that's something that happens in this age, and we need to have an appreciation of, you know what, we're at different stage, and sometimes we're going to different. Just with people later in life, either you accept it with Lupandiri, or we all have the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
I think this was a really lovely one.
Very
Thank
much so.
you, Jesus. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, looks like we made it. Let's get it